It's beautiful to be with all of you again. And we are in our understanding of session number 2 of how to understand life on a higher level. We're going to use a certain path which was carved thousands of years ago by ancient sages, all sages of Kabbalah, starting with the late Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, who wrote the Holy Zohar, and especially his father-in-law, Rabbi Pinchas ben Yair, who wrote for us a very secretive path in life, which we're going to apply, and about 300 years ago lived a reincarnation of that great Kabbalist who was the first and master of all, Rabbi Akiva. And Rabbi Akiva is the one who said, if you want to know the general rule of thumb in life, well, that is love your fellow as you love yourself. That's the positive avenue. And the negative avenue from which we have to shun away from, do not do to your fellow what you'll hate to be done to yourself. And therefore, he wrote to us about 10 steps of how we're going to come to understand from where we're holding now, all the way up till we reach the highest zenith of understanding, meaning, purpose, and inner fulfillment, passion, ambition, and assertiveness in life. And it is built on a very, very secretive kind of way, where Moses in the Torah gave to us some close to already 4,000 years ago of how to look at life. And we're going to go through this slowly in a very fundamental, thorough way, rather understand more than achieve less. And once you integrate it, and please do listen to the sessions again and again. That's why it's sent to you personally, privately, that you can master each stage, go through this, give yourself examples, meditate on it, observe, make observations, pause and observe in order to integrate each and every step, because we're going to be building on each of those stages till you play with it like building blocks, becomes integrated into your life. Nothing is in heavens, nothing is very hard. On the contrary, I'm going to make it as simple as possible for each and every one of you. So, as I said, these are 10 steps which very much so, obviously, they parallel the 10 different spheres of the Kabbalah. But nobody, as of yet, wrote the parallelism, the similarity. Nobody connected the dots between those 10 steps of this holy Kabbalist who lived 300 years ago, Rabbi Moshe Chaim Luzzatto, let's call him in short Luzzatto, who lived in Europe, and the 10 spheres. It's obvious they are connected implicitly, but let's do the work together and understand. So he writes as follows, and I'm going to quote here and there that becomes very useful and friendly, and have a dialogue about this. He says, when you want to achieve anything in life, such as understanding the path of the divine, such as understanding your own purpose, such as understanding what are the higher matters of life that we are here for, meaning we are spiritual beings having a physical experience. These are not built into us. These are not built into our nature. On the contrary, they're against our nature. Our nature is to be in the comfort zone. Our nature is to enjoy ourselves, have pleasure. Our nature is to tend towards our bad attributes, as we know ourselves already, and live within our shadows. This is our nature. And therefore, they're not only that we have to acquire them and work against resistance uphill, but also there are many, many hindrances, many things that prevent us in this world from going that way. And so we need to be sometimes very smart about it and wise of how to walk that path. But once you do, you're going to be the real leaders of this world. You're going to make a real difference and leave a legacy behind you. And you're going to make a real impact on your life and many other people's life, because the more you elevate yourself, the more others will be elevated with you. Well, let's talk. And he starts talking about a few things. First of all, love. Love means love in few ways. First of all, love for yourself. If a person doesn't love himself or herself, no way can you love somebody else. If I look for a heart surgeon and I find somebody online where the normal average price is $20K, $20,000, I found somebody for $200K, $200, it is a very good surgeon. But I read about him reviews that 2 weeks ago he tried to suicide, but no way I'm going to take him for myself because he doesn't care about my life. He might as well kill me there in the theater on the operating table and then kill himself. So obviously, if I don't care about myself in a positive way, not in a narcissistic way, if I don't have self-value, self-love, self-appreciation, in no way can I show love to anyone else. So the first and foremost thing is to acknowledge my own self-value and to love the right things about myself. And I want to ask you, and you will journal at the same time, what do you love about yourself? Not about what you do, not about your profession, but what do you love about yourself? What are your attributes? Are you kind? Are you gentle? Are you tenacious? Are you a good person? Do you care about others? Do you do for others? What do you know about yourself? Are you a compassionate person? What do you know about your real self that you like, that you love about yourself? That's the first level. Once we know this, we can go to the next circle. What do you love about your spouse? What do you love about your relatives, about your children, about your parents? What do you love about your community? Why are you in that community? Yes, in every place, there will be always a long list of negatives or pros and cons. But for now, we're looking for the pros. We want to see the positive. We want to be in a grateful state of mind. And what is it that will give you the incentive to be grateful, appreciative, and love the divine who is our soul creator? We know, according to quantum physics, which will be one of our next sessions and workshops together, that there's one infinite consciousness permeating the universe. You can call it whatever you like, infinite consciousness, the infinite light, God, the universe, whatever makes you happy. But this is today a very much scientific fact that is proven internationally world round. So what do you like? Do you love? Do you appreciate? Do you have gratitude for in full heart between you and the divine? Because we are spiritual beings created in the image of God, having a physical experience. Next level, we're going to summarize soon. That is, how can you purify your heart? How can you refine your thoughts? How can you clean away all the different kind of blemishes, of stains that you know that you have in your character? Some of us might get angry easily. Some of us might go into arrogance. We don't know what for. You might be very beautiful. You might have lots of money. You might be very smart. Whatever it is that your heart allows you to do, and you realize that that's not good for you, because we are all on the receiving end. We all created. We all here for a given time to serve. So we have to learn how to clean away those different kind of stains or blemishes of things that pull us down in our own given nature. And it is a great work against our evil inclination. This is how the divine created us, and this is what he's expecting us to do. And of course, our own attributes. Our attributes, as I mentioned, some of them are wonderful, compassionate, kind, giving, charitable, and others are horrendous and horrific. We are Mr. Jekyll and Dr. Hyde, or the other way around. We play hide and seeking with ourselves. We've got a good, beautiful inclination, but sometimes our demons get the better of us, or as we do call it today in psychology, our own shadows. How do we cleanse that way? How do we straighten our path that ourselves and others, especially those that are close to us, will say, I'm living with this beautiful human being. He is the greatest, right? Now, when we do look, and one of the important things is to have, as King David said it in Psalms, having the awe of God in front of us. In Hebrew, the word for awe is irite, comes from the word to see. In other words, this is not fear when I'm afraid of the punishment. No, it's much more elevated. How do I come to see, to fathom, to observe in my mind's eye, through my third eye, through the eye of my spiritual self, that I'm living in front of the divine, that I'm not here to achieve just my graduation, my titles, my bank account, my gym, my six packs, which all is important, but it's all a facilitator for what? So how am I going to have a relationship with the divine where I'm utilizing it because I myself am a spark of God, as the Bible clearly says. So what can I do about that? How can I come to understand that the highest of the levels of wisdom, as both King David in Psalms and his son, King Solomon, said in Proverbs and Ecclesiastics, the highest level of wisdom, not only of knowledge, is to acquire the awe of God, meaning I see God before me. As the psalmist King David said, I see God in front of me, meaning I see the divine, I see the infinite consciousness permeating the universe, permeating my life, and that makes a big difference in my life. And all of those things need to be complete. And in order for this, sometimes I have to go over and across the borderlines. Meaning, let me give an example. Right now, my little kid is not behaving himself. I can be a cop, I can be a policeman, but at the end of the road, he won't appreciate me. He doesn't see me as an educator. He sees me as a very strict, staunch kind of dad. So I rather find an intelligence, emotional intelligence path with him or her in order to pay for them, in order to guide them, and then for them to see in me a spiritual mentor for their lives, that they'll admire, that they want to follow, that they'll see me as a role model. And that applies across the board with anyone else. Yes, your neighbor is annoying, and 2 hours ago, she or he asked you for half cup of flour or of sugar, and you're sick and tired of it. But at the same time, when they need of something, you know they really are in need. And you being patient with them and accommodating, well, then the divine is going to accommodate you, because karma works in such a way that the way that I behave to the world, especially to the close ones, that I seemingly don't owe to, that's the way the divine will behave in me. So I very much decree my own future. I bring it upon myself. God, the divine, has got nothing against you. It doesn't look for you. Oh, today I'm going to punish this guy. Gil, yes, I'm going to punish him. Right? I had enough of him. No, I decree my own sentence if I'm not kind to others, not compassionate, over and above the right measure, what they deserve. They don't deserve. But I want to go over and above, because I'm expecting the divine to give me over and above what I deserve, because I don't deserve. Why don't I deserve? When I was born into this world, I was born with eyes, with a mind, hopefully some kind of a IQ, with teeth, right, with hands, with legs. Everything is complete. Thank God. So I should be very grateful for this. I'm using up this body, which is the cloth of my soul in my journey in this world. Everything I've got, some kind of brain capacity, some kind of a family, some kind of a livelihood, some kind of a body, some kind of looks, all this is given to me. Even my IQ is given to me. So why shouldn't I be grateful? Why shouldn't I love the divine for giving all this to me? And I'm always on the receiving end. I've never done anything to deserve all of this. So whatever I will do and I will give will be a very small percentage, if it's all 1 out of a billion billions, of what I really need to pay back for having this incredible, huge gift called life. And the next step that we have to sort out and straighten out is walking the right path. What does it mean to walk in the right path? Well, that means that I have to pay attention to my attributes. And we're going to have a very special workshop in which we're going to deal one by one with different kind of attributes. Modesty, cruelty. We're going to be dealing with kindness, as well as somebody who's going to be quick and do things in an assertive way, compared to somebody who's very cautious and slow and takes their time to achieve, and nothing is wrong. Just we have to get the right measure and amount of each one, that we go in the right path. And the next is obviously the completeness of the heart, the purity of our service. Because when I do something for you, expecting for you to do something for me, I don't really love you. I'm not really being compassionate and sensitive to you. I have an interest, and my interest is to serve you in order to get back significance, or your service, or you having to owe me. Excuse me. All this is inappropriate. It's not with a complete heart, because I've always got an interest. And therefore, this is not a court. This is not just being selfish and egocentrical about what I do. On the contrary, I need to do things with a complete heart, even if I will get nothing back. For example, I have a baby which I have to wrap up, clean up, and put clean diapers on and throw the feces away. Nobody is going to appreciate it, especially not this little guy, because the only reward he gives me is giving me a full load of another diaper, which is not very smelly. If I take care of somebody who died on the other end of the cycle of life, then are they going to appreciate or thank me, because they're out of this game. But I will know what I've done for them. It's out of the purity of the heart to serve. And that's beautiful. When we do something, when we give charity and nobody knows, when we help at home, when nobody needs our help, or they need our help, but they won't know that we've helped them. When things were left out of the refrigerator in the night, I don't care. It's not, I didn't do it, but they're going to go stale and off. And it's family's money. It's somebody toiled away to make this dinner, whatever it is, and for these things to be on the table or on the aisle in the kitchen, and you do take the time to put them away, not telling anyone how hard it was for me to do it. That's beautiful. It shows the completeness of your heart. And then, in order not for us to be left on the lurch, in the darkness, God is giving us commandments. In Hebrew, the original word for commandments is mitzvot. And mitzvot, let me maybe write it between us in the chat if I can, and the answer is yes, I can. I believe I can. The word for, in the English, for mitzvot, right, equals, right, facilitators, and advice, right, advice of how to complete our journey in this world. Very good. So let me post it for all of us to see, so that we can have this also between us, right, to everyone. Right, I hope that it went through. Hopefully. Yep. Okay. Very good. And so there you go. The next stage, and we're nearly done, because we're going to summarize. I want to be heavy for you. I want to be nice, simple, and plain to understand what we are doing right now and right here. And that is that we need to understand that once we do those commandments, which are facilitators, they are means by which we complete our journey from being very simple people that only care about our own self-centered interests, to becoming high people, to achieving every level that we want. We want to make a difference in careers, in businesses, in politics. We want to influence. We want to be people of spirituality. We want to be people of psychology, of social workers who give to other people in an emotional way. We want to be husbands, wives, sons, daughters, as well as parents. We need these ways to be able to complement us. Let's summarize what we've done for today. We need to understand all the parts that make up the human being. we discussed love and how important it is to love yourself, then love your very close ones to you, then enlarge the circle of your community, and also have the gratitude and appreciation to understand, appreciate what do I love about myself and what do I love about the divine who gave me this love and is constantly giving to me all the time. How do I have the awe? How do I see God in front of me being a spark of the image of God in order to facilitate spirituality in my life because I'm a spiritual being having a physical experience? How do I walk in that path of compassion, of kindness, of giving? Beautiful. How do I complete my heart? How do I refine my heart and my thoughts, excuse me, from all my bad attributes, which is part of my divine work and service that I was asked to do. And everyone is asked to do that, and that's okay. How do I guard those commandments? Because they are the facilitators, they are the means by which I'm going to complete my own soul in my own journey in this world, because that's the only path. And behind all of this, we're going to put it into the path of the 10 holy spheres of the Kabbalah, in which we're going to make real progress. See you soon in the next video, in the next session. And if you have any questions, DM me or email me, all of them. God bless you. Have a great day.